Hello everybody, welcome to our Friday video for Friday, March 27th. We are, I think it's the 27th? Yes, okay, Friday, March 27th. We have a couple things to go over and then we're actually going to take our lesson outside to look at some weathering things. So number one, what I've noticed like the last couple days turning in assignments is time management is huge for you guys. This is kind of like a new step. The teachers have always been there to help you and answer questions if something's going wrong. But right now we're here virtually. So you might have to ask us a question about something that was assigned to you, but we might not get back to you for a couple minutes or an hour or something like that. So you got to make sure that you have enough time to get your assignments in. Just know that the teachers are available from 8 to 4 every day. And it could be more, it could be less, depending on, what teacher you have. I shouldn't say less, but it could be more depending on what your teacher's rules are as far as like getting back to you. But if you need something after 4 o'clock, I can't guarantee that I'm for sure going to get the information to you in time for you to get the assignment in by midnight. So just make sure you're checking in and know what's expected of you and know that you can get it in the evening. If for some reason you can't and you've tried, someone tried to get into Edpuzzle last night and it didn't work, and they sent me a message around 8 o'clock. I didn't get it till this morning, but at least I know they tried and that they were checking in. So make sure you are taking time to kind of organize all that. Another thing, since we aren't there to help you every day and answer all your questions, you need to make sure you read everything and watch the videos and really listen to make sure you get all the directions, because that is a huge part of it. If you don't know, email or message with your teachers and ask them on Schoology and we'd be happy to help. Next thing, I've been adding my grades every day at about 8 a.m. on Power School. So I take your assignment from the night before, I check it, make sure you checked in, make sure you did the assignment, and then I put your grade in there. So if you're missing something, that means I did not get it from you by the 8 a.m. time. If you finish something, say Edpuzzle, it doesn't send me an email saying that you submitted on Edpuzzle, although I will try and check periodically to put that in. But if you do an Edpuzzle video after the actual due date, you can just send me a message and say I finished my Edpuzzle video, if you could go check it. Last thing is patience. It's very important to have patience and understanding in this crazy time that we're in, because like I said, you might send us a message but we might not get it to you for a little while or respond back to you for a little while. So you got to make sure you have patience with the teachers and each other, and hopefully it works out. So we are going to take our adventure outside. As you can see, I got my new lights in the mail. I was so excited. This is one of the things I found at Ron Clark Academy. They did some decorating with some tubing and lights. So I'm excited to bring it back to our classroom as well and get it set up in there. But for right now, I put it in my office, my home office, I should say. So we are going to learn about weathering today, and I found when I went on a walk yesterday some signs of weathering right here around my house. So I wanted to show them to you, and then your assignment today is going to be to add to the discussion board in this thread. So not this assignment, but the next thread down is going to be a discussion board, and I want you to tell me one sign of weathering that you can see here in the spring. If you can't get outside for some reason to go look around for different signs of weathering, you can always just tell me a sign of weathering that we could see, so I know that you are checking in. So pretty easy assignment for today. All you have to do is tell me what sign of weathering you see, and I'm going to take you now to show you. So Austin's going to be my video guy. Don't mind my messy house. It's been a busy day trying to get everything ready for all our weathering stuff. So follow me and we will go on our adventure. So here we go. This is our basement. Okay, here we go. Head on out. Alright, so here we are at my house outside. Hopefully Austin doesn't run into anything while he's videotaping. The first sign of weathering I saw is over here, and it was cracking and I know we talked about weathering in the cement and how it can cause cracking to form, because when it gets cold it expands, and then when it kind of contracts, and then when it gets hot it can expand, like the sidewalks that we've seen in the summertime when they kind of buckle up against each other. So over here we found evidence of weathering. So during the summer we don't see these cracks here, and I've noticed them along our road a lot, is that from the weathering, from the different change in temperature, that we start to get cracks to form in our cement, or in our dirt here. So what's gonna happen is once they start coming grading our road, because we live out in the country, so the city will come and grade it to make sure it doesn't get all bumpy, is that this will kind of get filled in and it'll kind of fix itself. The other sign of weathering I have, now I live on the Wild Rice River, and so here's obviously a major sign of weathering. It's kind of a crazy part. Is the flooding of our river. So all the snow is melting and it is kind of taking over the land area. So this is our river right here. So this is usually very low, but with all the melting that's happening, it is all coming into the river. Now, this part over here, where the land is right here, that usually doesn't have water on it, but since it's all melting, it needs to go somewhere. And it's actually a lot faster current than it usually has too. So as you can see, if you look over on the riverbank over here, is the right side is higher and the left side is lower. So we don't really have to worry about too much flooding in our area because the side of the riverbank that we live on is much higher. So once the water starts coming up, it starts filling in all these fields like it is over here on the left side. So we actually don't live in a floodplain and our house is never flooded, but just some things to think about. So those are two signs of weathering that I found. I'm gonna show you before our joke of the day. Right here. So weathering, remember we talked about physical weathering and chemical weathering? These are some signs of physical weathering. So one would be plant growth or animal actions. Another could be wind, water, or ice. So wind could be abrasions, the sand rubbing on rocks and causing them to break off. Water, erosion obviously, like we have the river right here, it's going to change the shape of the land from the melting ice. And the last one would be ice, and that would be like the cracks that you find in different places and such like that. So, here's my joke for the day. Since we're outside, I had to find a geology one. Joke is, why is a moon rock tastier than an earth rock?
Why?
Sorry, it's a little windy. Because it's a little meteor. Get it? Meteor, like, meat is so good, right? But a meteor. So, assignment for today is just to post in the discussion one sign of weathering that you can find outside by your house. You can be specific on what you found and where it is. You can even send me a picture if you want, because I'd love to see. If not, you can just post to the discussion one form of weathering that we would find here in North Dakota. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a great weekend. I miss you all, and I look forward to doing our lessons next week. See ya!